Konnichiwa, everyone, or by my, I guess it's in that direction. Maybe I should get away with saying hello since I am a Guelo for at least part of the scene. Welcome to another episode. Yeah, Gaijin. You gotta be nicer about it. Welcome to another episode of Kyoto by Night, The Second Breath. Tonight is one of our videos with regards to Omisoka, the New Year celebrations, and this evening, Ms. Craft is picking up her +1, Pink Fox, to go to the Omisoka celebration at Ryoan-Ji Temple that the Kyoto Police have invited her, some of the individuals from her news network to attend. So Pink Fox was more than happy to be her +1. So Chase is coming by to pick her up.
Obviously, upon wakening for the evening, Pink Fox would have, gotten and spent as much time as necessary to, get herself dolled up, make sure she looks nice, and, obviously make some preliminary, preparations as best you can for the evening, because, this may go well, it may go not so well, but, either way, preparations have to be made. So probably for, and I'm hoping, given how my Woo mates aren't necessarily here and they're online or anything, that I can probably say that they probably like center if there's any layouts of the Ryoan-Ji Temple, just like what it looks like from above, buildings, ways in, ways out, that type of stuff. She'd just like to have like a cursory glance over it. You did say it was like an outdoor venue, so there's probably yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, and I mean, weather might be a little bit cool, but I'm sure they'll be able to handle things without too much of a problem.
Okay. I think she'll also, she'll probably tell Falong 7 the basics of what she's intending to do with this whole party. Obviously she's just going in there just to check out Cpt Wakahisa, and also to basically see what she can overhear from the other officers. But if she finds that listening into any mobile phone or radio traffic that's going on in the local area, she's more than welcome to. It may, provide an opportunity for them to expand on their cause, which she does have some ideas on. And if worse comes to worse, she'd like to request that Falong 7. I know I'm keeping on pronouncing that wrong, but either way, that Falong 7 aid in any, escape. If in the worst case scenario, just help aid in her escape. Though, touch wood, knock on wood, it won't come to that.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem. I'll just get you to make a charisma and contacts roll, I guess, just to see.
3 successes.
Okay, just so I have a rough idea on how successful Felauru is going to be able to be with the requests that you have made.
Well, it's not so much, as well as being for her own benefit, it is also for Falong 7's benefit as well, because, if they're going to hamper their efforts, or, continually observing them, then, it's going to make what Falong 7 wants their children to accomplish an even harder job.
Okay, so Chase comes by and picks you up so that you guys can go there.
In the end, Pink Fox will just be like, hi, and, you know, give her a light tug, because, you know, they don't want to smudge each other's makeup. Not yet, anyway. And, yeah. I mean, is Chase driving them, or are they, like, going by cab?
They're going by cab.
All right, okay. Yeah, probably at some point during the journey, Pink Fox is probably going to, like, send a little cheeky text message to Chase, basically saying, "You're not wearing a bra. Who are you trying to impress?" Winky face.
She'll likewise text back some little winky face emojis, and possibly a actually she'll also text you a picture that she had taken earlier when she was getting ready, to show exactly what she has under the dress. So
Yeah, imagine such. I bet you shower naked, slut. Anyway.
So
I've been saving that line for a while.
So yes, so we are taken to Ryoan-Ji Temple, which is actually the most famous Zen garden in Japan, for the fact that there are 15 rocks that are on a sea of gravel that just seem to float along the gravel by various means. Actually, nobody has actually cracked the riddle of what causes these rock clusters to just kind of move about randomly along the Zen garden. So it is definitely, probably, at least for the World of Darkness's perspective, something, an outside influence that affects these rocks. But it is a very nice and serene place, and why the police department chose to have their celebrations this evening, being a temple as well. There will be the bells rung at midnight, and observances of the first day of the year as well.
And I'm pretty sure I should probably ask this before we get there, or whatnot. Common sense would tell me that gake are affected, not affected. Maybe I'm just creating a worse scenario in my own head, but
yeah, that's actually a very good question. If you didn't take the a flaw specifically, I'm going to say because of the nature of it, it is not going to be affected, unless you've taken a specific flaw where you are extra susceptible to any holy rites or anything. But because the bells aren't being used specifically to strike at evil spirits, they're actually being rung as a way to go through and admit or recognize, commemorate. And give me a second. I just trying to remember the exact wording here.
Yeah, I think it was just something like to commemorate the 108 desires.
Earthly desires.
Yes, the earthly desires which cause human suffering.
Yes. So
I
actually,
read that same article.
Yes. So actually, the effect of being there with the bells actually could be an auspicious occasion for gaki, because of the fact that you are basically, you've got 108 strikes where you're supposed to be meditating and thinking over earthly desires. And for somebody like you, who earthly desires is your focus, that's actually a good thing. Just like, a bone flower would probably focus on the fact that, well, yes, I got to purge that out of my system. Yes, I got to purge that out of my system.
It's sort of also get like, the Pink Fox's case to be like, yeah, done that, not done that, not done that. Might be trying that next week.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be a benefit that we can pass on to anybody else who wants to do these scenes this weekend as well. Kind of a freebie for enlightenment. Happy New Year.
And if that
Yeah.
doesn't
So
work, if that doesn't work, Pink Fox can just go back home with Chase.
yeah,
And
exactly.
try and do something in a tantric position, basically at 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I don't know. We've got to incorporate all the auspicious elements into one. So maybe that'll get.
Maybe that'll shake it loose.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is Chase has an invite, which there is checked as the it is invitation only for this gathering, and there is like little tents in case there's inclement weather, but they have you can see tables of snacks and punch and already several people who are out mingling around.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, Pink Fox is going to stay, somewhat close to Chase because, she doesn't know who. Well, she's never met any of the other members of the, Manichi Broadcasting Company, and she's pretty sure that some of the officers out there are probably going to be in uniform, maybe, or at least.
Yes, yeah. It so you can tell which ones are officers because it would be proper for them to have their uniforms. You can also pick out then easily who the dates are of the officers, she'll point out who is from her news network. There's also where you can see some couples that are neither officers nor news network. That Chase isn't really sure who they are, but just like her news department got an invite, there could be others who also similarly got invites here because of whatever impact or lifestyle that they have positive standing with her, with the police.
Okay. And presumably, I'd hazard to say I'd press. Well, I'm not going to say that Pink Fox is going to press for more details, but I, out of character, would like to press for more details. But if it's not really all that important, we can like save it for like afterwards, and you can like.
If you want to. If you want to like go introduce yourself to any of those individuals or anything like that, you can feel free to do so.
Okay. Yeah, Pink Fox is going to stay by Chase's side as throughout this thing as they go to. Well, she's going to let Chase lead, as it were, to like introduce, like, hello, this, this is, whomever, this is, yes. It's important. She'll be polite. She'll be as polite as she can be. She'll put on a friendly face. Say hello, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. I'm glad I was invited here.
Yeah. So
I'm playing off all of my fucking merits there.
Yeah. Give yourself a charisma you know what, for you, let's do an appearance empathy roll, and let's see how many how many people you can kind of be able to break the ice with and get some more information.
If my specialty comes into play, that would be
yes, your specialty will definitely come into play.
Success.
Okay. Yeah, so there are some individuals that are they work for the police force, but they work in the off-duty office desk work, not actually on the streets or anything like that. There are some businessmen that are here. Not like the mayor's not here, but there are some politicians of slightly higher standing that lower levels of the cities or the prefecture's department that are here.
Okay. Just making notes here. Okay. Yeah, and we'll probably go through the whole gamut of, as it were, making a few mental notes here and there, because some of this stuff, some of these people's being introduced to some of these people will probably help further down the line.
Yes, this will you kind of will be able to, especially with that level of schmoozing, you know, on future scenes. There's you can take these opportunities to follow up with some of these people that you've been able to meet. I mean, right now the conversations are going to be fairly light for most of them. I mean, they're here to relax and party, kind of a thing, so they're not really going to be wanting to talk a lot of shop. But to have a familiar face that they recognize is that you can find an opportunity to meet with them later when more private or personal circumstances, it'd probably work good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And of course, you know, in between all this stuff, you know, they'll probably go to the confectionary's table, and take a few nibbles and a bit of a drink. Not too much, obviously, because, you know, we are called the Hungry Dead for a reason, and, you know, we can pretty much. I mean, what's the legend that it says? The stomach is like a mountain, and the mouth is like a needle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's little nibbles here and there. Imagine it's probably got some like half decent stuff like crab mayo on like little bread, those little bread things. I forget what they're called.
Yeah, I mean, we can Google a whole bunch of fancy Japanese dishes, but they do have a good plate set out for people to be able to sample a variety of things. It is all traditional. There's a lot of different noodles, because there's a couple of specific noodle dishes that are traditional to be consumed at this time. Usually dishes that'll stay well because it's bad luck to cook for the first 3 days of the month. Yeah, toshikoshi soba or toshikoshi udon, topped with tempura and scallions, is the traditional meal at the time. So they do have, and then amazake to pass out as you guys approach the nighttime. As you guys are milling about and you're interacting with people, you also are alerted to that they are firing up the karaoke machines at 10 o'clock so that you know, you guys can do various singing, as it is actually a popular modern pastime for doing singing contests as the countdown to midnight approaches.
Yes, and you realise with this character's performance rating, that's just putting a knife into the hand of Jack the Ripper, even though she doesn't necessarily have a specialty in that.
It doesn't, but yes, should she choose to take that opportunity, I'm sure that would also make her a lot more memorable as well. Other than the fact that, oh wow, that was a really hot chick that just walked by.
Yes, with another hot chick as well. Damn. I wonder.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway.
All right. And you guys also actually go through, and some of the officers are going to be introducing themselves to you guys, thanking her for you know, passing on to them and to complying with their request for the footage. It's not always that the media and the police see eye to eye, especially because they assume she's American. So they're like, especially where you come from. I'm sure that that's not, these kind of negotiations are not always processed so easily. Ha ha ha. As Captain Wakahisa has his wife with him as his +1.
Sorry, can you just say that again? You just kind of like went out for me for a sec.
Oh, Captain Wakahisa has his wife as his +1. So she is there with him. And he, yeah, introduces himself. So I'm not skimming through this because I know this is the interaction that you really wanted.
Yes, and also my screen says it all right now.
Konnichiwa, Chase-san. Glad that you were able to accept this invitation. I thought it was proper to recognize work well done and appreciate you sharing the information that you had received. And at this point, I'll let you role play Chase, as unless you're going to step in and take over the conversation from her.
No, Pink Fox is probably just going to stay quiet for the time being. You know, she'll like smile and, you know, just keep smiling and you know, waiting for her turn because, you know, it's polite.
Yes.
And she just kind of waits until she's kind of introduced, as it were.
Okay.
Though she is going to would I be able to roll perception empathy on the two of these?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, here we go. One. Oh, wow.
So he is suspicious and is this is an off-duty party, but he has definitely got his policeman's hat on, figuratively as well as literally, as this is more than just an unofficial conversation. He's definitely having this conversation with Chase because he is trying to find out something. His wife seems a little judgmental, looking at the fact that there's two ladies, which is, you know, she seems to have some hang up about that.
It's her own provocative.
Yeah. So Chase would respond, you know, saying, well, not a problem. It just felt like the right thing to do. You know, and then he'll remark, it's puzzling that such footage would have been delivered to you, but not to the police department, considering, you know, eventually we would have gotten that, whether you shared it with us ahead of time or just posted it. I wonder why they chose to give it to you and not to both of us.
I'm going to roll another perception empathy on that.
Okay.
Just to see if he's actually, would I? It's maybe a bit cheeky, but would I be able to? Actually, no, probably. We don't want to set off any. I mean, I'm not assuming anything in this one.
Okay.
One success.
Okay. Well, because you know that already, you know that you did send one specifically to him. So it's obvious that he is lying and trying to kind of find out, try to find out why or what she thinks is the reason that it was sent to her. He's definitely trying to prod for hints as to where it may have come from, and keeping the fact that he received a copy a secret. Chase is just like, well, I'm not really sure, actually. It was, you know, we passed on the envelope to you guys as well. I mean, it wasn't addressed to anybody specific and was just kind of dropped off. So I'm not sure who sent it. I mean, hopefully you guys will be able to find out. I'm sure you've got your criminologists working on the envelope to see what you can discover. But pardon my bad manners. I believe, I mean, we haven't met yet, but this is my friend, Pink Fox. At this point is the first time probably that you've heard a little bit of awkwardness or embarrassment in her voice when she's trying to introduce your name, because she realizes that this is maybe not the most informal of surroundings to be using such monikers, but he nods or bows politely at you, and this is my wife, Wakahisa-san, and she smiles nicely and does a little bow at you two as well.
Okay. I'd like to do another appearance empathy on this one to
Perception empathy?
No,
Or
it's,
you're trying to
it's basically to like make them probably think, oh, she's actually a nice girl. Oh, nice.
I'd say appearance subterfuge.
Okay, same dice pool in any case.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a point of willpower for this one because we don't want to botch this thing. Oh, good thing. Many successes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Okay. So yeah, you can see that his mood's kind of changed a little bit, and yes, we appreciate the fact that you've provided us those envelopes. So I'm sure that we'll find the identity of our strange benefactor in this case. But I guess it's inauspicious to talk shop too much in such a environment.
Okay.
And so then the two of them excuse themselves from you two so that they can continue mingling with the rest of the crowd.
And Pink Fox will just kind of like look towards Chase at that moment. Just as long, and wait until like Mr. and Mrs. Wakahisa are way out of earshot.
Okay.
So, what do you think? Do you not want to talk? Do you not want to talk about it now?
I don't know. She seemed a little bitchy.
Yeah.
I think he was hoping to find out from. I think that he invited us so that he could try to find out who was the one that gave us the footage.
Did you not find out who it was?
We had no idea from the way of arrival. Nothing that we could do to trace it. I mean, we passed on the envelope and stuff to the police, but we didn't notice any fingerprints or anything, so I'm not sure what they're going to find unless there's saliva or hair, and even then, that's only going to help them if it's like a high-profile repeat offender. Like if it's just some Zaibatsu espionage or something, there's not really much they're going to find out.
Yeah, and Pink Fox will probably... I'm assuming that Pink Fox can see Captain Wakahisa from where she's at, even though it's at a like extreme distance.
Yeah, if you want to pick him out through the crowd, just make a perception alertness.
Alright, let me double check on that. Okay, rolling. Yep, 3 success.
Yeah, you can see him and his wife continuing on doing the rounds. He is actually making sure that the two of them are speaking with every individual that they are encountering.
Just let me double check my thing for this. Theoretically speaking, if I were to use Life Sight in order to perceive like the mood of the crowd, or like the overall mood of of the crowd, would that be difficulty 8 or 9?
I'm just gonna double check. It's perception empathy difficulty 9 if you're wanting to read their auras as people are meeting each other. It's perception yang difficulty 9 for just a general emotions.
So it's still difficulty 9. Right.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'll forget what I was originally thinking. In that case, Pink Fox is probably going to like look over toward. I mean, she's going to wait until both Mr. and Mrs. Wakahisa's backs are to them. Hopefully, they will actually be there, and then she's going to use obligation on Mr. Wakahisa. That's perception plus empathy. It's difficulty of their willpower.
Okay, give me a quick sec, yeah. Where to go? Cultivation, Chimu, journalize. Oh, there we go. All right. Choosing evaluate.
Yep.
Difficulty will be 7.
Okay, I'll burn a willpower for this one because we need to get some answers. 2 successes.
Okay.
Well, sorry, 1 success. I meant.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not enough. Not what I was hoping for.
Okay, so you've got true name, some history, demeanor. Okay, so true name. So you've got his first name, Kato. He's been fairly successful with his rise through the police force. He is very much by the book, straight shooter kind of officer. He kind of traditionalist, is a Buddhist by religious affiliation. He was scared that he was going to lose his wife. Actually, very early in their marriage, she had a bad accident that he was afraid that he was going to lose her, and he's seen her recovery at the time was a blessing, which is why he is so religious. And his demeanor is bravo.
Yeah, probably during that entire time, Pink Fox looks like she's been looking at Cpt Wakahisa, and she kind of like comments to Chase. Did he not seem like really weird in his priorities? Before she turns to both to look at her again.
My experience with career police is it's all work. It's probably his 3rd or 4th wife by now, because those guys spend more time at work than at home.
Really? You look kind of happy. I think.
Well, it could be just for show. Celebration party. And he's kind of got almost as much PR in his role as actual investigation. So
well, shall we try to enjoy the party? I mean,
yes, let's doesn't look like there's going to be too much dancing breaking out, but I heard that there's possibly some singing. That could be fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they'll probably maybe do a little bit more mingling if there's anyone else that we need to talk to before we probably go to the karaoke bar.
And yes, are we going to do a duet?
Single, duet, whatever. It's charisma,
right.
Isn't it?
Yeah, let's do a duet.
Okay. This is going to be really interesting, I know.
This is going to be really offset. What are you going to?
Well, a friendly face.
Oh.
Unless,
yes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I think friendly face will help.
Yeah, get 1 success in that case. Pink Fox is obviously not a very good singer, but, she's... Yeah. At least Chase got the better of that one. Pink Fox is most definitely better as a backup dancer. In terms of baby metal, she would be scream and dance rather than singing.
Yeah. Well, Chase really lucks out. So whatever song you guys picked must be a favorite of hers, and probably something North American and not Japanese.
Yeah, the Pink Fox is probably trying to sing the song, but she's got horrible English. Like and etc. They probably do like Motley Crue's "Kickstart My Heart" or something like that, and she obviously knows the song because it's Crew.
But yeah, so
maybe a
not too bad
song next time, unless you want to teach me English someday.
Yeah, I can. Music is actually probably a good way to teach it. Rumor has it that's how Jackie Chan taught himself English, was listening to Beach Boys songs.
Cool.
Yeah, so if you're up there, I'm going to also, while you guys are singing, I'll get you to make a perception alertness roll.
Nope, nothing.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem. So after you guys, are you going to try to do more than just one singing, or?
Yeah, we'll do another one. Might look out. Oh, second one must be an English one. Sorry, Japanese. Oh fuck! Yeah. They're doing really good on this one.
She must, yeah. Actually, that really worked out well. she's nowhere got the performing skills you have, but it's her lucky night for singing, I guess. So the second song you guys do, everyone just is kind of stunned, and because you guys are just blowing them away with how well the two of you are performing together. Huge applause afterwards, and as you guys go back into the crowd, you're going to get people coming up and complimenting you and commending you. And this time, Mr. Wakahisa's alone when he comes and gives you guys praise for performing your song well.
And Pink Fox will simply smile and nod. Thank you. Oh, did Mrs. Wakahisa not like the song?
Oh, my wife had unfortunately was not able to stay the whole evening. She had other commitments she had to attend to, so she left already.
Can I do a subterfuge roll, or empathy roll? Sorry.
Okay. Perception, empathy.
Yep.
Okay.
One success.
One success. He's not trying to deceive you. He's being open at this.
Yeah, we'll buy that. Okay, so Pink Fox will be like, oh. Well, hope you won't be too alone.
No, I should be fine. I am not. I mean, there's lots of people here, and I'm not that old-fashioned that my wife has to stay either home or within my eyesight at all times. So, and he kind of puts a bit of a grin on his face.
And because we don't know his nature, we're gonna have to take his word for it.
And then he continues on to mingle, unless you want to try to chat with him a little bit more.
No, I think that's about as close as we want to get with at the current present time, anyway.
Okay.
Because we have things going on our heads that we don't wish are true, but they probably are.
Okay. And then, yeah, there's the countdown to midnight there as the clock starts nearing the right time. And then at midnight, the 108 bells are rung for the earthly desires that cause human suffering. Everybody is, standing around together. Chase gives you a kiss at midnight because that's her tradition. As the bell starts sounding off. What things are on Pink Fox's mind as the cast bell is being rung?
I'm assuming that each of the I'm presuming that each of the desires are either called out or there's something that she could probably roll to remember which each of these are. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not going to list off what all the 108 ones are. If you really want to, you can look that up.
Myself. I imagine that quite a few of them, or more than quite a few of them, probably do apply to Pink Fox.
Yeah. Yes, a lot of them are.
Yes, I imagine she'll probably just kind of think about it, how those desires relate to her road back, and I suppose she'll probably come to some sort of idea. Well, this is something that's been around my head as well. These earthly desires that do cause us suffering. There was a philosophy in days gone by. It was that life was a veil of tears. These desires that we have, they drive us, but they also cause us to go down roads which we otherwise would not go down. They're not necessarily always bad, but what they say about the road to hell. That being said, however, Pink Fox, the character Pink Fox, Pink Fox is she's a person with a lot of karmic debt. And to understand her purpose in the Great Cycle, she is probably going to have to understand why these desires do cause us suffering, because life isn't always painted with the brightest of colors. It can be painted with some very dark colors at times, but even in those darkest moments, we can look back at them and see that they were a whole lot brighter than they were at the time. If you'll forgive the philosophy at this time of the night. I haven't even gotten started drinking yet.
Well, no problem, because there is sake available for Pink Fox at least if she needs that to help her with her philosophy.
And I've got a bottle of tequila as well.
Yeah. But given the auspicious timing and the ability to focus on said things, if you want to roll your yang with a 1 dice bonus, and I will roll your po, and let's see if enlightenment will strike by the end of the bells.
I can't watch.
Your po is a bit of a bitch.
Dick. Well, it looks like the thing that we said earlier on is probably going to have to be the second chance.
Yeah. So the celebration continues on a little bit. There's a religious ceremony that they hold shortly after midnight as part of the New Year's Day celebrations, which New Year's Eve, New Year's Day are the two most important holidays in Japan. If you would like to stick around for that, you can do so.
Probably not, given what just happened there. And
okay,
Pink Fox will probably try and maybe get one last chance to use obligation on Cpt Wakahisa whilst his back's gone, and then she'll probably recommend that she and Chase abdicate to go home, and well, she'll tell about that when they're in the cab, if at all possible.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what if there is. Okay, just wanted to double check to see if there was anything specific about trying to use obligation more than once, like if you're using Auspex more than once. But yeah, you can make the perception empathy difficulty 7 again.
Okay.
Unless, are you using level 2 of obligation? Or you're just evaluating?
Yeah, I'm just evaluating. I don't have obligation 2 just yet.
Okay.
Okay, rolling. Again, spending a point of willpower. God, this is going to kick my ass. Nope, nothing better. That's just 2 successes. Actually, it's 2 successes now. So deeper understanding. True name, some history.
Yeah. So, well, you had 2 successes the first time too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you still get the same level of information.
Okay. Well, yeah. As soon as that, Pink Fox is gonna be like, "Can we go home now?" That look.
Yeah. Yeah. 5 minutes into 5 minutes into Omisoka and chill, and she gives you that look.
Yeah.
All right. So our lovely ladies will go home and retire to engage in all sorts of activities that we can let the viewers imagine.
Yes, they're probably on the cab ride home. Pink Fox will probably make a very little startling revelation. Well, it's quite obvious given the overlay thing here, this overlay thing here, that there is a significant lack of underwear. Probably more so than Miss Kraft, naughty lady, has.
These girls are.
These girls are dirty.
Well, I don't know off the top of my head whether what you call Japan as a mortal country would let you get married, but the Gaki would not have a problem. They like performing wedding ceremonies for their members. So,
they've only been going out for like 2 months now.
I am. You're an impulsive Dharma. Who knows where your mind's at?
Never mind where my mind's at. But yeah.
All right.
It's doubtful. Well, I'm not going to ask for another Dharma roll because I don't think that what I suggested at the beginning of this scene is really feasible. Even though it pretty much like it's pounding all the things together. But yeah. If a thunderstorm just so happens to start at close to 3 o'clock in the morning, then perhaps. But no.
Well, and we will leave then our viewers with whatever mental images they want of these 2 young ladies. Yoi Otoshi wo, and we'll see you in the new year.